Hi everyone, welcome to the final virtual FAM of TTG Aussie Fest Luxury Edition. During this session, we're going to be hearing from Annabelle Sullivan, who is Executive Officer of Cultural Attractions of Australia. And her FAM will showcase a couple of great attraction partners. Annabelle is a regular at Aussie Fest. She's back for the third year with her presentation. And we'll be discovering two new members who've just joined the collection. The incredible Bangara Dance Theatre and the Art Gallery of New South Wales. And both of those have exclusive experiences that you can offer to clients, including backstage access and after hours special dining nights in the gallery. After the video, unfortunately, Annabelle couldn't join us live, but we'll be back with the fabulous Tori Somerville again, who will be coming back to join us and take some of your questions. So don't forget to answer as well the questions over in the polls tab to keep up with your knowledge and get those chances to enter for the ESOP gift box and of course the FAM. So over to you, Annabelle.
Good morning. My name is Annabelle Sullivan and I'm the Executive Officer for Cultural Attractions of Australia. We've participated in TTG Aussie Fest for the last few years, and it's great to be back here in 2023. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to introduce you to the collection of Cultural Attractions of Australia and to provide you with an update on the exciting things that have been taking place over the last 12 months. We are an industry-led collective representing 19 of Australia's landmark cultural attractions. They include leading galleries, museums, historic sites, performing arts, and also sporting attractions. They're attractions that you would be familiar with, from the Adelaide Oval to the MCG, to Mona in Hobart, the Australian National Maritime Museum, and of course, the world-famous Sydney Opera House, just to name a few. The attractions within the collective offer bookable and commissionable VIP experiences. These experiences take people behind the scenes and they offer international visitors with special access, talks with experts and dining experiences enhanced with history, art, music, and performance. You, more than anyone, know that travellers are looking for experiences that are offering more. They're looking for meaningful and authentic experiences. And they're also looking for smaller group touring options as well as quality. This collective can help them with all of those. As mentioned, we have 19 members. They are diverse in location across Australia, from Sydney to Perth, Queensland to Tasmania. Many of them are located in the capital cities, but we also do have some regional locations. Longreach in outback Queensland, Ballarat just outside of Melbourne, the Tasman Peninsula in Tasmania, and Fremantle, which is located just outside of Perth. We know that many UK travellers have been to Australia quite a few times. So for those that are returning, we offer something new for their itineraries. And for those that are interested in travelling further afield, we can offer a great addition. But for those that are travelling here for the first time, the collective includes the must-see attractions. If they don't already know about them, they're definitely the attractions that they're going to visit once they're actually here. The bookable experiences offered through Cultural Attractions of Australia provide you with a chance to add them into your client's itinerary before they actually even leave. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what you can expect from the experiences. They're suitable for 2 people up to smaller or even larger groups. They range in price from $80 per person up to a few $1,000s per person. They're ideal to be included into a travel itinerary, and they are exclusive, bespoke experiences that can be tailored for your clients. There's opportunities for them to have tours with expert guides or curators that can introduce them to a piece of art or a collection that gives them context, or they can be joined by a specialist who can talk about how they actually maintain the historic sites. They get access to storytellers. The people that work within these attractions are knowledgeable, passionate, and they generally work there because they really want to. And they're the people that help bring these attractions and the stories within them to life. Because these experiences are exclusive and often tailored, they definitely have bragging rights. So there's an opportunity for visitors to take home a memento and really just stories that they can share once they get home. There's nothing more special than actually going to an attraction where no one else is around. So being able to access after hours these attractions is really an experience that will last with people for a lifetime. And we all know that it does feel very special to be a place where others can't be at the same time that you're there. These experiences also offer guests access to exclusive dining experiences in exceptional locations. It might be an Indigenous-inspired menu at the Queensland Art Gallery of Modern Art in Brisbane, where the head chef has collaborated with a local Indigenous catering company called Three Little Birds. Or in Canberra at the National Gallery of Australia, you can enjoy a 3-course grazing dinner that's paired with local wines. And the inspiration of the meal is actually the art within the gallery. All of the experiences deliver travellers with unexpected discoveries and with memories that will last them a lifetime. Today, I'm pleased to introduce you to 2 of our newest members. They only joined the collective last year. First of all, you'll hear from Bangarra Dance Theatre, where you have a chance to step into 30 years of stories and 65,000 years of culture. You'll get to hear from one of their professional dancers, Courtney Radford, and she'll talk to you about why she joined Bangarra and also introduce you to their behind-the-scenes backstage experience available through Cultural Attractions in Australia. And the next member that you'll hear from is the Art Gallery of New South Wales, where you'll get to see their new building that only opened in December last year. And Rachel Hammond, their Head of Marketing and Communications, will talk to you about their tourism focus and also introduce you to 2 of their very special after-hours experiences that focus on delivering exclusive, immersive, and cultural events. So please enjoy, and I look forward to catching up with you in the Q&A coming up.
my name is Courtney Radford. I've been a dancer with Bangarra for 5 years now. I am a proud Balladong woman from Perth, Western Australia.
And how did you come to be a dancer with Bangarra?
So prior to joining Bangarra, I was classically ballet trained, and I took a year off and really reflected in myself and wanted to know more about my identity and culture, and that was a huge part of my life that was missing. And so I sent in a video and here I am.
And what are some of your favorite memories of performing with Bangarra?
Some of my favorite parts of performing with Bangarra are traveling to Canada in my first year and performing in 5 cities, doing a cultural exchange with 6 nations, and at the time we were doing a spirit program which consists of lots of different parts and sections, so everyone got an opportunity to connect with the audiences over there. Thanks.
What does it mean to you that Bangarra exists as a company and is loved by so many people?
So Bangarra is really special because it's Australia's largest Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander company. We perform all over the world, all over the country, but my favourite part is connecting with communities. We go to communities, ask permission, and we get to tell their stories that haven't been told, and I find that's really, really special.
And Bangarra performs internationally, as you mentioned, and to a large international audience at the Sydney Opera House. What do you think makes the experience of seeing a Bangarra show special for international visitors?
For international visitors, I think it's really special because Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander history isn't really well known, even in Australia. So coming from overseas, I would feel like you're transported into a different world, a different time, and just a different kind of spirit we bring to the stage. So I feel audiences are left feeling transported, but also feeling educated.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, the cultural attractions experience, this behind the scenes experience, can you talk about why that is more special than just seeing a show?
So that's also special because you get to come to our beautiful wharf. We do something really important called a smoking ceremony. So that is to cleanse yourself and cleanse the space. So you're walking in with a positive spirit and a positive vibe, and you get a tour of our beautiful wharf. Backstage in the studio, you can see us working hard, and you'll see where all the costumes come from, where we pretty much spend our whole life.
And what does that backstage element kind of add to just a performance?
So the backstage element, no one gets to see. It's really special because you will feel more connected to Bangarra and to us as well, and then you'll see us on stage and say you had a conversation with someone.
Hi, I'm Rachel Hammond, Head of Marketing, Tourism and Communications here at the Art Gallery of New South Wales. The Art Gallery of New South Wales acknowledges the traditional custodians of the country on which it is located, the Gadigal of the Eora Nation, and recognises their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. As you'll have seen from the video you just saw, we are thrilled to have opened our new building here at the Art Gallery last December, welcoming hundreds and thousands of visitors already. The Art Gallery of New South Wales is one of Australia's flagship art museums and the state's leading visual arts institution. From our magnificent site on Sydney Harbour on Gadigal land, we are committed to making art a vital part of everyday life. As the State Art Museum, we are here to champion artists and to serve the widest possible audience as a centre of excellence for the collection, preservation, documentation, interpretation and display of Australian and international art, and a forum for scholarship, art education and the exchange of ideas. Our vision is to be a beacon for art in Australia, reflecting and exploring perspectives from our place in the world. Our purpose is to enrich lives through meaningful encounters with art. On December 3 last year, we completed our significant expansion through the Sydney Modern project. This transformation of the Art Gallery creates a new art museum campus across 2 buildings, connected by a public art garden in one of the world's most beautiful cultural precincts. Of course, with the opening of our expanded campus, we are renewing our efforts to build unforgettable tourism products for a broad range of audiences. As such, we've built 2 high-end experiences for potential visitors. Our first experience is called A Night at the Gallery, which offers the opportunity to engage with the gallery and our collection in an exclusive evening of creativity, culture and food. Guests will be welcomed with a glass of champagne, followed by a bespoke 5-course meal with wines curated by one of our celebrity chefs, either Matt Moran or Clayton Wells, hosted by one of our senior curators. The evening will be enhanced with an after-hours tour, professional photography and a special gift to take home. Our Yiribana experience is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to indulge a visitor's thirst for knowledge and enhance understanding of First Nations art. The newly relocated Yiribana Gallery is the first gallery that visitors encounter in the Art Gallery of New South Wales' new building. Yiribana means this way in the Sydney language and was the name given to the Art Gallery's dedicated space for the display of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art when it opened in November 1994. Yiribana has a rich legacy of highlighting the depth and dynamism of art practice across Indigenous Australia. Accompanied by an Indigenous host, the Yiribana Experience evening includes an after-hours tour of our extensive Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art collection, a 5-course meal featuring Indigenous ingredients with matched wines, all seated near the Yiribana Gallery, plus a unique gift to take home and a beautiful photograph as well. Both of these tourism products leave guests feeling enriched, inspired and awakened through these memorable connections. These commissionable experiences are ideal for high-value travellers. We can't wait to welcome guests to experience our wonderful art gallery.
Oh, such great updates and interviews there. Some amazing ways to experience what Australia has to offer. Tori, welcome back. Thank you for joining us to chat all about cultural attractions. Just a basic one first off. The brilliant Bangarra, where can people experience those performances that the theatre company does?
Yeah, so the Bangarra Dance Company, they actually have their theatre down by the wharf. It's where that newly developed Bangaroo area in Sydney. And so the behind the scenes experience actually happens down in their wharf theatre. And as they mentioned, you can go behind the scenes, you can meet with the dancers, you can learn about the whole company in itself. They're really, and as you saw from that footage, they are incredible and they do tour. So depending on the time that the visitors are coming down to Australia, you may see them at other capital cities such as like Melbourne or Brisbane, or they do also tour internationally. And they may actually, depending on the time, Annabelle was telling me the other day that if you go down to the Wharf Theatre, say in the afternoon, sometimes the behind the scenes experience can extend to one of their performances. And when they perform in Sydney, they actually perform at the Sydney Opera House.
Wow, that must be an amazing experience. Those two things combined must be a real spine-tingling kind of thing
Absolutely.
to do. Oh, Naomi says she'd love to do the backstage experience. I think we're all with you, Naomi. We'd love to meet some of those incredible dancers and hear their stories. And so for those discerning, culture-led travellers who this is very important to them, theatre, performance, are there any others that you would kind of recommend from amongst the collection?
There is so many, which is great. And as Annabelle said, you've even got ones that are out in the regions, such as Longreach. I think for any sort of international traveller, you know, where distance and time is short, you can't go past the behind the scenes tour at the Sydney Opera House. That goes back into that historical building, and you can go behind the scenes, have a look at the architecture, as well as the backstage pass to some of the production areas. So that's a really great experience that's so accessible for particularly those people that are going through Sydney.
I understand as well, you can get a mini part in a performance, can you? It's at the Sydney Opera House.
Yes. Yes, you can. One of the behind the scenes tours is like a cameo on one of their theatre productions. So would be just go backstage, hair, makeup, lights, camera, action, and you're a part of the theatre background. So incredible experience.
Wow, what a moment. John says, as someone whose previous career was in the theatre, Bangarra looked great and would love to do the backstage tour. Oh, thanks, John.
I didn't know that about John. That's fantastic. Well, we'll sing out next time you're down in Australia, John, and would love to catch up in Sydney.
Let's move on to chat a little bit about Art Gallery of New South Wales, which again looks just stunning. I mean, that must have been a real incredible thing to add to the roster of what to do in Sydney. And there seems to be a lot of kids having a good time there in the gallery videos. So is it family friendly, and how much time would you suggest devoting to a good, decent look around the gallery?
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely family friendly, as is all of the cultural attractions of Australia. They really are geared to that sort of discovery and learning for all ages. I would suggest at the gallery, it honestly depends on times. Like, we're very lucky that we can be repeat guests and we can come and see those different touring exhibitions at wherever it is. But to keep in mind with actually the whole collective, they have been designed for the international traveller, who those behind the scenes experiences, the ones that you can actually book and that are commissionable, have really been designed to get a taste of it, but not to take up too much time, because we know how much we like to fit into an Australian itinerary. So they're usually around 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours in length. But again, the Art Gallery of New South Wales, you could spend, a week in there and still not uncover all the corners. So I think particularly for families, there are some different activities that are tailored more for children, and they're usually a bit of a shorter duration.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And a couple of them, the gallery one mentioned a exclusive dining experience. And we know food and exclusive access kind of go hand in hand these days when you talk about, luxury travellers. Is there even more ways now to kind of combine these exclusive dining experiences with the attractions, kind of after hours stuff?
There is, some of the attractions have on-site cafes, restaurants sometimes have their own curated cuisine kind of things. I know that Annabelle was talking to me about up in Queensland, the Koigma, that gallery up there, that also has Indigenous inspired menus, as does, we learnt about the Bangarra Dance Theatre Company as well. One of them she was telling me about the other day was actually at Mona, so down in Hobart. They actually get to be part of like a living installation while enjoying a high tea, and it's like accompanied by champagne and apparently a singing butler. So that might be one to put on the itinerary as well.
That sounds interesting. And I had a little look at the website, which obviously has tons of info on there. And as you said, the experiences are made kind of with cultural attractions of Australia in mind and the international guest. Are they bookable on the site? Are they all commissionable? How can agents piece these into their itinerary suggestions for people?
Yeah, absolutely. They're all experiences and cultural attractions of Australia are commissionable. They're bookable through the usual travel pathways. So just check what way that you normally book your travel. Majority of the sort of bigger DMCs and ITOs in Australia have access to them. If there is a particular client that you have that matches beautifully with one of those experiences, on the website, there's also an email address or a navigation directly to that experience. And the people at the end of those emails will be able to assist you with your bookings as well. So yes, and they're forever evolving as well. So if anyone has any ideas or themes or things to do, please, Annabelle's email address I popped in the little chat as well. So please, she said, anytime reach out with any questions or connections that you need with any of these organisations. Annabelle's happy to make a personal introduction for you.
That's the thing, isn't it? The experiences that have been created are incredible. There could always be just that little bit more personalization on something, or finding an amazing guide, or somebody who knows the attraction inside out. A docent can also add that extra level of exclusivity, couldn't it?
Absolutely. I always recommend doing a guided tour at some of these attractions, because it is those people that are going to unlock all that knowledge, that history, and those personal interactions as you go around. And those curated experiences are second to none. So, yeah, highly recommend it.
Great. Okay. And on the website, again, I assume it's super informative, has resources available that agents can download, get their hands on.
Yeah, there is. There's actually a specific trade and media portal on the Cultural Attractions website. So please, if you need any further information, fact sheets, itineraries, contact details, copy, any of that imagery, please feel free to go down and utilise and obviously put in reference with whichever attraction that it goes towards.
Perfect. Okay. And I'm sure that's all been loaded as well back in the virtual booth back out in the lobby if agents want to take a quick look.
I'm sure Annabelle is all over it.
She seems like the lovely, efficient type. So I'm so sorry.
So she said to send her apologies in. She is actually at Opera Australia's Opera at Sydney Harbour. So what they've actually done, April, is they've built a stage over the harbour, and the Sydney Opera House is the backdrop. So it's actually an outdoor opera this evening in Sydney. And I can't share images, but I wanted to pop in the chat. She just sent me a beautiful sunset shot. So I was like, oh, wow, I'll try and share it. But I don't have permission. But she sends her love. And thank you for inviting us here. And if you have any questions, please just email her directly.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for your time, Tori. I'll just do a little wrap up. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.